I welcome everybody to the Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna program by Academy of Yoga and Oriental Studies, Bhubaneswar. Yoga is the science of conquering the mind. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. We are presenting lectures on Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It is being done by Dr. Indulata Das, Director, Academy of Yoga and Oriental Studies, Bhubaneswar. I am Indulata Das. Today we'll discuss about asanas of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Chapter-1. The topic is Asana, Part 1. Now first, derivation of the word. What is the derivation of the word Asana? The word Asana is derived from the Sanskrit root as, which means to remain, by suffixing with the root, by suffixing lut with the root. That means as plus lut is equal to, that is asanam. Asyate anena iti asanam. It is a posture in which one remains. And why should he remain? He should remain for doing various practices of yoga like pranayama, etc. Now, what are the asanas? Asanas are various physical postures scientifically designed by our great sages for physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. What are the purposes of asana? Asanas have mainly two purposes. Asana makes body disease free, and it is also necessary for higher practices of yoga. So first requirement is that it makes the body fit and disease free, but that is not all, because yoga is samadhi, chitta vritti nirodha, and asana makes the other practices easier, and asana is the basic step after which the other practices are done. Now first purpose, that is destruction of disease, or to make the body disease free and fit. How? There are many texts which support this view. For example, Yoga Chudamani Upanishad says, Asanena rujang hanti pranayamena patakam vikarang manasang yogi pratyaharena munchati. The yogi kills diseases by asanas, destroys sins by pranayama, and removes mental troubles by pratyahara. So here it is clearly said that asanena rujang hanti, asana kills the diseases. Eruk means disease or any pain in the body. So it is the yogi becomes disease free by the practice of asana. Now the second purpose, it is required for higher steps of yoga. There are also many books, many texts which support this. For example, Yoga Sutra. Yoga Sutra says, Tasmin sati swasa praswasa gati vichhedaha pranayama. This is Yoga Sutra. Pranayama is willful discontinuity of inhalation and exhalation. Willful discontinuity. The discontinuity of inhalation and exhalation is willful. And when it is to be done, it is done only after asana is perfected, not before that. Only when asanas are perfected, one is perfect in doing asanas, then only he should proceed to do pranayama, not before that. Again, Yogakarika, let us see what Yogakarika says. Yogakarika says, Satyasane susiddheja prasvasa swasayos tatha jontar bahirgati chedah pranayama sauchyate. This is Yogakarika. The willful discontinuity of air which is entering and going out of body is called pranayama. It is done only after asana is completely perfected. Here also Yogakarika says that only when asana is perfected, one is perfect in asana, then only he should proceed to do pranayama, not before that. Then again Sandilya Upanishad says, Yama niyama asana abhyasa yuktaha purusaha pranayamam charet. That means the practitioner who has practiced Yama, Niyama and Asana should practice pranayama. First he should practice Yama, then Niyama, and then he should practice Asanas. Only The person who is associated with all these practices, he should practice pranayama, not before that. A person who has not practiced yama niyama and asana, he should not practice, he should not practice asana. Now Gita, what does Gita say? Gita says that asana is required for dhyana. There is Dhyana Yoga, the 6th chapter is Dhyana Yoga. In Dhyana Yoga, there is description of asana in which a yogi should sit and do meditation. Samankaya sirogribang dharaya nachalang sthiraha samprekhya nasikagrang sung disasyanavalokan. That means the yogi should sit steadily with his body, neck and head straight. He should look at the tip of the nose and should not look here and there. This is in Bhagavad Gita, where it is clearly said that one has to sit in one comfortable asana, and how he should sit, that is also said. Samam kaya sirogrivan. His body, neck and head should be kept straight. He should look at the tip of his nose, and he should sit steadily. So this is perfectly an asana. So one has to sit in an asana and then he has to practice dhyana. Now let us see some definitions. Patanjali. Patanjali says that he defines yoga, he defines asana as sthira sukham asana. Asana is a posture in which one can remain with steadiness but comfortably. Sthira sukham, sthira and sukham. Sthira steadily and sukhapurva comfortably. One has to sit steadily and also without effort, effortlessly. That is asana. Now Vedanta Sara says, the Vedanta Sara defines asana as special positioning of limbs. It says Kara Charanadi Samsthana Vishesha Lakkanani Padma Swastikadini Asanani. Asana etc. are like Padmasana, Swastikasana etc. in which there are special positioning of one's limbs, that is asana. Now let us see Aparakshanubhuti. Aparakshanubhuti concentrates on the physical, on the spiritual side mainly. Aparakshanubhuti says it is a suitable posture to meditate on Brahman. Asana should be a sitting position in which someone should sit and meditate on Brahma. It says, Sukhanaiva bhave jasmin ajasrang brahma chintanam asanam tad vijanyat netarang sukhanasana. Which means, asanas are specific postures sitting in which one can meditate on Brahman endlessly. Other so-called asanas which destroy the comfort of body are not asanas. Now, result of asana jaya or perfection in asana, result of perfection in asana. What happens when one perfects in asana? Perfection in asana is a great achievement. Sandilya Upanishad says, Jena asanam vijitam jagatrayam tena vijitam bhavati. Again, Trisakha Brahmana Upanishad says, he who asanam vijitam jena jitam tena jagatrayam. He who conquers asanas conquers the three worlds. Sandilya Upanishad also says the same thing, and Trisikha Brahmana Upanishad also says the same thing. That means asanas, conquering asana is a great achievement, or perfection in asana is a great achievement. It is like conquering the three worlds. So it is, no doubt, it is a great achievement in the field of yoga. Now let us come to Hatha Yoga, because we are discussing about Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Let us come to Hatha Yoga. Asana acquires prominent place in Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga considers asana to be the first anga. Hathasya prathamangatvad asanam purvam uchyate. Kurjatad asanam starjam arogyam changaladhavam. This is Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It says asana is explained first because it is the first anga of Hatha Yoga. Asana makes the body light, disease-free and steady. So therefore, one should practice asanas. And asana is the first anga, first step of Hatha Yoga. Now, what are the other angas of Hatha Yoga? The same Hatha Yoga Pradipika says, Asanam kumbhakam chitrang mudrakhyam karanam tatha atha nadhanusandhanam abhyasanu kramo hate. There are four angas or four steps of Hatha Yoga. The first is asana, then the second is various kumbhakas, the third is various mudras and bandhas, and the fourth is nada anusandhan. These are the sequence. These are the steps in sequence of practice in Hatha Yoga. So Hatha Yoga has four steps according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and asana acquires the first step. Then there is another text called Hatha Ratnavali. Hatha Ratnavali also considers asana to be the first step. Hathasya prathamangatvad asanam purvang lakhyate purjatad asanam sarjam arogyam changa patavam. This is Hatha Ratnavali. It is almost a copy of Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It says, I first concentrate on asana since it is the first anga of Hatha Yoga. Asana brings steadiness, diseaselessness, and efficiency to the body. The body becomes efficient, the body becomes steady, and the body becomes diseaseless by asana. Therefore, I first concentrate on asana. This is Hatha Ratnavali. Now, we saw that Swatmarama Swami in Hatha Yoga Pradipika considers asana as the first step. But in Patanjali, we see that asana is the third step and the first two steps are yama and niyama. Then should we think that Swatmarama Swami has discarded yama and niyama and he thinks that yama and niyamas are not required for yoga? No. He has accepted yama and niyama but not as steps of yoga. Because in the same book, in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, he writes, Jame Shiva mitaharam ahingsang niyame Shiva mukhyang sarvasane swekang siddhaha siddhasanam viduhu. That means jamas and niyamas, just as mitahara is considered to be the best in jama and ahimsa is considered to be best in niyama, so also siddhasana is considered to be the best among asanas. So here he quotes jamas and niyamas and he accepts jama and niyama but not as steps of yoga but unavoidable ground practices for yoga. And it is to be noticed that his jamas and niyamas are not according to Patanjali's jama and niyama. It is according to Yoga Tattva Upanishad. Because in Yoga Tattva Upanishad, mitahara is included in jama and ahimsa is included in niyama. Whereas in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, mitahara is not included in jama or niyama and ahimsa is included in jama. So Swatmarama Yogi has accepted jama and niyama but not as steps of yoga. In fact, jama and niyama are the ground practices of any spiritual practice. Any spiritual practice without the practice of jama and niyama is not at all possible. In Upanishad, we find that Navirato Duscharita, a person who has not withdrawn himself from wrongdoing, cannot proceed on the path of spirituality. So, in order to proceed on this path of spirituality, one requires the first ground practices of jama and niyama. Jama is eradication or removal of animal instincts, and niyamas are positive virtues, culture of positive virtues or development of positive virtues, which help in proceeding on the path of in the path of yoga or any spiritual practice. These two jama and niyamas, they are unavoidable. We cannot, no yogi, no spiritual practitioner can ever discard or overlook jama and niyama. So jama and niyamas are not discarded by Swatmarama Swami, but accepted as unavoidable ground practices, not as a step of yoga or anga of yoga. Now, what is the number of asanas? How many asanas are there? Let us see what various texts say. Gheranda Samhita is a book of important book of Hatha Yoga. In Gheranda Samhita, we find that the number is equal to the number of total number of creatures. It writes, Gheranda Samhita writes, Asanani samastani javanto jivajantavaha chaturasiti lakhyani shivena kathitani cha. That means the number of asanas according to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the founder of he is the custodian of Hatha Yoga Pradipika. He is the founder of he is the custodian of Hatha Yoga. He is the founder of Hatha Yoga. Therefore, according to Lord Shiva is considered as the final authority of Hatha Yoga, and according to Lord Shiva, the number of asanas are equal to the number of creatures. And what is the number of creatures? It is 84 lakhs. And best among them, according to Gheranda Samhita, what are the asanas which are best among them? Tesang madhye vishishtani shodasanam satam krutam. Tesang madhye matyaloke dvatring satasanam shubham. Among the 84 lakh asanas, only 84 are most important ones. 84 asanas are important among the 84 lakh asanas. Again, among them, there are 32 asanas which are beneficial for the world, for people living in the world. So, ultimately, he comes to the number 32. So, 32 asanas are very important asanas which should be practiced by human beings. And what are the 32 asanas according to Gheranda Samhita? Siddhang, Padmang, Tatha Bhadrang, Muktang, Vajrang, Swastikam. Siddhasana, Padmasana, Bhadrasana, Muktasana, Vajrasana, Swastikasana, then Singhasana, Gomukhasana, Virasana, Dhanurasana, Mrutasana, that means Savasana, Guptasana, Matsya means Matsyasana, Matsyendrasana, then Gorakhyasana, Paschimottanasana, Utkatasana, Sankatasana, then there is Mayurasana, Kukutasana, Kurmasana, Uttana Kurmasana, then Uttana Mandukasana, Brukhyasana, Mandukasana, Gorurasana, Brusasana, Salabhasana, Makarasana, Ustrasana, Bhujangasana, Yogasana. These are the 32 asanas which are very much famous in the world. Now, according to, let us come to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, because we are discussing about Hatha Yoga Pradipika. What is the total number and what are the most important asanas? Chaturasitya asanani shivena kathitani vai. Tebhyas chatustamādaya sārabhūtam brabhimyaham. And Hatha Yoga Pradipika says Lord Shiva has enumerated 84 asanas. According to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Lord Shiva has told 84 asanas. He has enumerated, he has advised 84 asanas. And among them, among these 84 asanas, 4 among them are the essential ones or most important ones. And Swami Swatmarama Swami, who is the author of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, said, I am going to elaborate them. So he considers the total number of asanas as 84, and most important among them are 4 asanas. And what are the asanas? 4 most important asanas according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika. These are Siddhang, Padmang, Tatha Singhang, Bhadrang, Cheti Chatushtayam. Seshtrang Tatrapi Cha Sukhe Tishtet Siddhasana Sada. Siddhasana, Padmasana, Singhasana and Bhadrasana are the 4 asanas which are most important among 84 asanas enumerated by Lord Shiva. And again, among these 4 asanas, Sreshtang Tatrapi Cha Sukhe Tishtet Siddhasana Sada. Siddhasana is the best among these 4 asanas. So, like this, according to Swatmarama Swami or Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Siddhasana is the best asana among all the asanas. Now, the total number is not 4. The total number is more than 4, but Best among them are four. Now, what are the total asanas described in Hatha Yoga Pradipika? These are the asanas: Swastikasana, Gomukhasana, Virasana, Kurmasana, Kukkutasana, Uttana Kurmasana, Dhanurasana, Matsyendrasana, Paschimatanasana, Mayurasana, Shavasana, Siddhasana, Padmasana, Singhasana, Bhadrasana. These are the asanas described in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Chapter 1. Now, what is the basis of selection? Why did he select these asanas? Because he gives the reason recognized by Vasishtha and Matsyendrasana, etc. Great yogis like great rishis, sages like Vasishtha, and great yogis like Matsyendranatha have recognized these asanas. So he writes, वसिष्ठाद्यैश्च मुनिभिर मत्स्येन्द्राद्यैश्च योगिभिः अंगीकृतानि आसनानि कथ्यन्ते कानिचिन् मया. It means I am going to explain some asanas which have been adopted by great sages like Vasishtha and great yogis like Matsyendrasana. So he says that there are 84 asanas which have been advised by Lord Shiva. And then he says that among the 84 asanas, 4 asanas are most important. And among the 4 asanas, the best asana is Siddhasana. Again, he says that, but I am going to describe some more asanas which are accepted by great sages like Vasishtha and great yogis like Matsyendranatha, etc. Like this, in the first chapter of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, there are descriptions of various asanas. In the next lecture, we will describe the asanas of Hatha Yoga Pradipika one by one. Thank you for listening this lecture. If you have any question, you may write to me. I shall be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.